Other events that are useful in Scrum at scale to help with the various challenges that we face in distributed environments and how they can help in Scrum at scale. We talked about the Scale Daily Scrum here. Here's the PO refinement event. You're expected to have that at least once per sprint. Now, it gets very tough if you're doing that once every 2 or 3 weeks, if those are the length of your sprints. This is an activity that should be happening on a periodic basis. It is not an official Scrum event, nor is it a Scrum at scale official event. But in a distributed environment, I highly recommend that you build cadence around this, meaning that you schedule it as part of an ongoing get together with the rest of the product owners to allow for that refinement to happen in an organized way and to bring in the necessary members to offer their technical or stakeholder subject matter expert knowledge to refine. So consider holding actual product backlog refinement events. It does not restrict the refinement solely to that meeting, but at this point, you would at least have the ability to know that everyone is accessible during a particular period, that you would have access to those individuals and that you can refine. Okay. The Executive Meta Scrum, this is a event where we bring the stakeholders again so that we can understand the priority. It is run by the chief product owner or the chief product owner if you have a third level composition. And it is an opportunity for us to align the product backlog at that Scrum or Scrum of Scrum's level so that there's organizational alignment. One of the areas I tend to assist many organizations in achieving because they're struggling in that today. How do we get alignment from our priorities, our requirements that are in the form of product backlog items so that they're aligned and that we're building the right thing, that it's aligned with our strategy, that it's aligned with our goal, that it's aligned with our vision. Okay? And the executive action team, this is there because, well, scaling doesn't work from the bottom up. You can't scale successfully from an individual to a team and influencing the rest of the organization. You need leadership support. Not just someone that's writing the check, but an individual that is active, an individual, a set of individuals that are responsible for making this work. And that you find in the executive action team, a group of individuals that have Agile champions, that have executives with influence in the organization, that have budget to allow for that alignment, that Scrum at the large scale level to be executed well. And that is what we call the EAT. The EAT meets at least once per sprint to ensure that, number one, the impediments, those blockers, as we used to call them, are addressed if they are escalated and they need involvement. And so that we are also looking at all of the elements and all of the ways in which we can help the Scrum teams and the structure of those teams to ensure that they're successful. Okay. And last is this concept of the impediment removal, where at some point in our sprint, there needs to be eyes on our impediments to ensure that our team of teams are all able to move forward and improve. So having an impediment removal session is part of what the EAT does. Hopefully this is happening every day, as I showed you in that example. But if you are not doing that every day, hopefully you're doing it less than once a month or once a quarter, where at that point it's too late to address those. So Scrum scale requires the EAT to meet at least once per sprint in order to allow the teams to move forward effectively. I recommend that it be as much as daily, depending on your organization.